you, Nicholas. So summer is the biggest time of need for many Charlotte nonprofits, and this week you can shop for good and get results for hundreds of local nonprofits as part of Summershare.
Charlotte Family Housing, one of those nonprofits. Pedro Perez is here with us, the executive director. Yvonne Towns, a volunteer with the organization. Thank you both for being here this morning. And I want to start with you, Pedro, that when you think of homelessness, I think there's maybe this misconception, at least this was me growing up, of, well, it must be self-inflicted. There must have been some bad addiction, and that's why this person is homeless. But there are so many families with kids, and it's just, that's the way life happened. And you just run out of money or whatever it may be. So no matter the circumstance, how do you try to empower these families? What do you do to give them hope to get back on their feet?
Well, first of all, Charlotte Family Housing uses an empowerment model. We'd like to move families into our shelters these are people that are invisible for the most part. People that are working, that are bus drivers, that are doing health care. They're working and trying hard, but something happens in their lives that causes them to lose their housing. And so what we do is we bring them into the shelter. We work with them for about 90 days to empower them, to give them the skill sets necessary, and to help stabilize their lives so that we can move them into ultimately stable, sustainable, but subsidized housing for the first 2 years. And ultimately, we want to move them to stable, sustainable, unsubsidized housing. And we've had some families actually succeed and get to be in their own homes. And this is one of the things we want to do, is make sure that they're able to do that so they become economically mobile and are able to be self-sustaining.
Of course, more success stories, right? And I'm glad you mentioned what you just did, because a lot of people assume, to Jason's point, there's all kinds of assumptions that we make, one of which is that people who are currently homeless do not have a job. Sometimes you can have a job and it's still just not enough to make to have sustainable housing. Yvonne, you've been volunteering now for a year. What have you learned? What have you seen that maybe that surprised you?
Well, just the thing that children, you know, seeing the children and their parents, and they're trying to adjust to the environment of being homeless and coming in off the streets, getting to know them, sitting down. When you sit down and talk with them, you'll be amazed at their stories, and that's what really stood out to me. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with one family. It was a husband and wife. They had like 4 children, and she was just sharing some of the stuff that they had been through and how they became homeless, how they had moved from Wisconsin here, and just things that had happened to them that caused them to become homeless.
It kind of humanizes it for you.
I have so many memories of the Will Smith movie, Pursuit of Happiness, where he's trying to get his son, you know, get themselves back on their feet. We don't have much time. This is the time of year where you guys need a lot of help, the summertime, and people can buy certain things. What are a few of the things that you guys need most, and how can we help?
Well, a bed in a bag helps somebody be able to have a clean bed to sleep in, a safe place to sleep in. We also have crock pots that will help them prepare healthy meals. And then for the children, we want to prevent summer learning loss. And so we have a tablet that children can use to continue to learn, to continue to explore, and to continue to develop their intellect and maintain their skills that they have gotten in school and not lose it during the summer.
Search for the hashtag Summershare, and certainly check out our website. We've got links here at fox46charlotte.com for how you can help get results as well. Thank you both so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And you can get those items on Amazon until midnight tonight for a discount. Help yourself and help others. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back.